Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip Around the Multiverse for your host, the Annihilator of Worlds, Carl Charles, and
the cat with the tentacle mouth, CY Chung.
And today we are reviewing another Marvel-related property what recently came out. The Marvels. So, overall thoughts, what do you think? Well, we're going to say or anything.
So I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. Even though it had some, it was fun, but kind of like what Captain Marvel was going through wasn't kind of was more deep. Let me put it out.
What she's going through was not fun. Yeah.
yeah. I enjoyed it. I have to say. Now watching it, if you hadn't watched Ms. Marvel, do you think you would have understood what was going on?
Yeah, because stuff that happened in Ms. Marvel really has no actual effect on this movie.
Yeah. What basically so it's not even a spoiler when I say whatever they covered in Ms. Marvel, they basically just pretended it didn't happen, so they could sweep it, so they could just cover it in 2 minutes and move on to the rest of the story.
Yeah, it's like I saved Jersey from this, that, boom. Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah.
It was like right at the beginning, and I was like, actually, that's quite smart, you know?
Yeah, because really, that's all you need to know, really, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All you need to know is she was a Captain Marvel fangirl, and boom, that was it.
Yeah.
I did not expect the beginning of the movie to be the end of Ms. Marvel, though. I thought it was a bit further in, but no, okay, all right.
But then, how they sort of the end of Ms. Marvel, the TV show. Yeah. Technically, we don't know if that's like months ahead or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not literally like
it's true.
The day after she saved Jersey or whatever, isn't it? So
it's true. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it had some neat parts in it, and decent explanation of why we never saw Captain Marvel for an extremely long, lengthy amount of time.
Yeah,
like from the 90s when she disappeared from her own movie.
Yeah, you're like, oh, she was doing stuff.
Yes, that's the best way to put it, right?
Yeah, you're like, oh god. I thought she was just chilling, but no,
No. Well, to be fair, in the end game, she said there are other worlds that need my help, but this kind of covers why.
Yeah, you're like, oh wow, that's
even though like it's not like, for example, she's not saying I specifically did this, that, and the other. It's just like, okay, well, here's what it is.
Yeah, here's what it is, and yeah, you can see why I am quite a mess. Like, oh wow, yeah, you are.
Yeah. So I have to say, yeah. What did you think of it first before I say?
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like it was high stakes, but it wasn't super like. Even though it was sort of like world-ending events, but it wasn't sort of like. They didn't play it over dramatically, which I thought I kind of liked that. Like, oh, okay, this is for women.
I have to say as well, it's also kind of funny considering Loki was a multiverse shattering event, right?
Yeah.
But in a confined space.
Yeah.
Here it's like, well, you got money and you got budget. Let's do some space stuff, which was okay, fair enough. Just really odd to see how contrast they are.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is very strange, but I enjoyed it. Yes.
And I have to say, I did enjoy Kamala Khan in this as well. Like that her and her family added personality to this. Otherwise, not to say Captain Marvel and Monica Rambeau are not charismatic or stuff like that, right? It's just that Kamala Khan's got more perkiness to her.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of vibe. Like, well, to be fair, she's playing a teenager.
She brings sort of like the innocent look, the innocent eye to the stories of like, oh, she's still happy-go-lucky, not jaded. The world hasn't like...
the world hasn't destroyed her soul yet.
So like, oh, that's good. I'm glad that she feels that way. Until bad things happen. And
I didn't expect Kamala Khan's family to get as much screen time as they did as well.
No.
Not they were entertaining as well. But it's just like you sometimes in these movies the families just disappear.
Yeah, because I literally thought you'd see them in the beginning, and then that was it.
Yeah.
They were a very good part of the story. Like, it's not over dramatic. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure, like, not to there's a costume switch in the middle of the movie somewhere. So let me just ask you, now, what did you think of the costumes? The first version of the costumes and the second version of the costumes.
I did enjoy the first. Actually, I like both costumes.
Yeah.
I kind of like the second one.
Yeah.
Even though it was kind of more like darker and stuff, but I did
see. I liked I liked the first costume because it was more colorful and it looked like what Captain Marvel was wearing in the late 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the costume she switches into is what Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel, the male Captain Marvel, was wearing, which was like okay, no, not an issue with that. It's just the color wasn't as vibrant.
Yeah, it was like super dark.
Okay. Considering she was standing next to Kamala Khan, who had brighter colors.
Yeah.
And well, she's not called Photon in this, but for the sake of simplicity, Monica in the comics, yeah.
I thought it was Spec. Oh, you might be wrong. I can't remember.
Well, you think of the binary?
No. Binary is
someone else.
Someone else.
Yeah.
I thought her name was like Spectrum as I don't know.
Was it Spectrum as well? I don't know. Well, you know what? I mean, I'm sure she had multiple names, as you do when you got characters that kind of have a name from someone else and then kind of get shuffled down and not degraded, but the rank just dropped or whatever they are.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, when Monica Rambeau was Captain Marvel, she was the leader of the Avengers.
Yeah.
And then Captain America came back and they decided, well, you know what?
You're leader again, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
If you must.
Yeah. But I was like, okay, her costume. Okay, I got why her costume was her costume because I was wondering how they would get to it.
Same, I was saying like, I wonder how they're gonna get to having this combo. I was like, oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah. And then it turns out her standard costume is the uniform that Shield agents have. Yeah. All right.
Well, not Shield, Saber.
No, Saber. Yeah. And then it's tweaked later on in when they get the costume changed. But I was like, why? White is a color that is awkward to. I don't want to say film on screen, but you have to make sure that stuff is not dirty.
Yeah.
Like if she's landing on the ground or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
If she takes a bump or whatever, right? That stuff, that dust and dirt is going to get on the white.
Yeah.
I don't know, even if it was light grey, for example, on a costume change or something, because that's what the kind of color I think her costume was, or was it a silver? I don't know. When it's in comics where you're not sure what exact color it's meant to be. Because as we know, Spider-Man, I believe, when they did the light blue shades.
Yeah.
And everyone assumes it's dark blue. I think it was originally meant to be black. They just changed it to dark blue for some reason.
For a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So sometimes when I see the original, when I see Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel's costume, and I'm like, is that meant to be like shimmering silver, or is it grey, or is it like white that's reflective?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, okay, maybe they'll give a little bit of a very light grey on her white, just to make it more distinguishable from the Shield Saber uniforms.
Yeah.
But hey, not that it matters anyways. But yeah, you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, right?
Yeah, enjoyed it. Yeah, and the name is in the comics now it's Spectrum. Yeah.
Spectrum. I thought did it never become Photon at any point?
Well, according to Wikipedia, she was Photon at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. But I can't remember go through.
Yeah.
But I know now she's Spectrum.
Yeah. Actually, I have to say, I think the reason I think I remember she was called Photon was in the Avengers JLA crossover.
Yeah.
That Kurt Busiek wrote. I think it's 2004.
Yeah.
And Kyle Rayner was using his Green Lantern ring, and she just basically absorbed the light from it.
Oh.
And then he was like, all right, well, I'm going to have the Green Lantern chart next to a cosmic cube then in that case.
Because, They're
Yeah.
all the same.
yeah, exactly.
Apparently.
Yeah, so this is foreshadowing Justice League Marvel Avengers crossover, right?
Yeah, when Disney and Warner Brothers become one thing, because everything's gonna be owned by one huge company at some point. So yeah, that'll probably happen. Maybe in our lifetime. Who knows?
But you know how much money, by the way, they would make unless they do it completely wrong, like WCW versus WWF.
Oh yeah. Where for weird reasons we can't use our main characters because they're licensed to blah blah blah. Something.
Or we can't have our main character's job, so we you're gonna have to just. It's gonna be Nightwing taking the loss. Not Batman.
You know what they would do. You know what they would do. It will be something like what they always do. It will start off as, "Oh, you're the bad guys, we're the back. You're the good guys and that stuff," and then they'll have a misunderstanding. Like, "Oh no, we're all good guys. Now we got to fight Thanos and Darkseid, who have merged to become Thanos side."
Yeah, from the Amalgam universe, and then
so then everyone looks fine. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Why did I just go into that tangent?
Anyways, all right. So Captain Marvel, spoilers territory now. The Marvels, sorry.
Yes.
Wait, actually, but just before we jump to that, right?
Yep.
It makes sense to me why they didn't call it Captain Marvel 2, like Captain Marvel 2: The Marvels or whatever, right?
Yeah, that'd be really weird.
Because it's as we even know from the comics, right? There's Captain Marvel, and there's Ms. Marvel, right?
Yeah.
And not Captain Marvel, DC Captain Marvel. He's separate. Yeah. So two of these people actually used to be Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Or one of current years, right?
Yeah.
But two of them were also Ms. Marvel. So
yeah, and one of them possibly maybe Captain Marvel in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. So it just made sense. It made sense to me. But I guess if you didn't know that at some point Monica Rambeau was Captain Marvel in the comics, you'd be thinking, why is it called the Marvels?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah. So what, like we were saying, yeah. Oh, actually, no. I was going to say, like we were saying, the movie starts with Kamala Khan, but it doesn't actually. It starts with the Kree leader lady with the Ronan the Accuser's hammer.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's cool. Mm-hmm. What's that weapon called? It's called. Oh crap! They said it. I was like, oh, that's a cool name.
The universal weapon.
There we go. Yeah.
Which I was like, okay, well, I mean, that's a bit of a generic name for, that hammer, but all right.
Yeah, I was like,
it doesn't have any spark to it. That's what I'm saying.
It kind of oversells and undersells the weapon at the same time.
Yeah. Because it makes it like super grand. At the same time, it's. I didn't even know the limits of the hammer. To be fair.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. But I like the name. That's cool.
Yeah. So they're on a moon somewhere?
They're on a moon somewhere.
Or a moon-looking planet or whatever it is, right? They've been searching for the one of the quantum bands for a while. Yeah. Break a couple of obelisks and find it, and then they're like, but there's meant to be two. Where are they? Where are the two of them?
Yeah.
And then it jumps to Kamala Khan, who has the other one.
Yeah.
But I have to point out, by the way, at least it took them 30 years to find this bangle, right?
Yeah.
The beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, where Peter is just walking through this desolate planet, and then he finds the Infinity Stone just there in the chamber,
Yeah.
Like, all right, you would have thought it's an Infinity Stone. It's surely there's some people that the people have got it made some defenses or whatever. Nah, they just opened a couple of doors and boom, he's in there. I'm like, okay, Sure. I mean, yeah. Anyways, yeah, we get to the Kamala Khan Love Fest for Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Animated book.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I was like, it basically just gives you everything you need to know about Kamala Khan in 2 minutes. Well, I don't watch the series, but yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And then it gets to the bit where we have the end of Captain Marvel TV series.
Ms. Marvel TV series.
Ms. Marvel, sorry.
Though I have to point out what's funny is because she's in her normal clothes.
Yeah.
The animated book sequence happens where she's like, Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Number one fan. And then when the book, the animated sequence finishes, she's in her Ms. Marvel costume. You're like, wait, what? So it wouldn't be out of the realms of her daydreaming in a Ms. Marvel costume. It's just that we know from the end of the series that she's wearing it for something else.
Yeah. And then,
yeah. Then they do the switch where.
Oh no! Wait, no. I went a bit forward because then we see Monica Rambeau with her Saber people talking about fixing something, and she goes, oh, "Okay, I'll go over." And then that's when they see the sort of tearing space because
time, the
jump spots.
Well, yeah. And this is where Carol's on the other side doing something else.
Yeah.
What's she doing?
She's looking at one as well because Nick Fury rings her up. Goes, oh yeah, can you take a look at?
Yeah,
this?
somehow they've got universal communicator devices that go across time and space.
Well, I'll say more space than time.
Well, no, you know what I mean, but it's just no. But when I say space and time, what I mean is it's on, right? And you communicate with someone who's all the way across there.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to. How does it do that?
Science? Oh no.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, like light takes a certain amount of time to travel from somewhere to somewhere, right? That's why they call it light years.
Yeah.
So you're telling me this sound on this device can instantly communicate? Yeah, whatever. I mean, you know.
Comics,
yeah, exactly. Don't think about it. We're talking about alien technology here, so you know. We're talking about a world where vibranium can basically do anything. If you mine it in various ways.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So Monica is in her spacesuit, floating towards the hexagon teleportation. The hexagon space-time continuum jump point things.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Captain Marvel's on the side of another one because they just randomly appear. Well, no, hold on. Did the lady who what's it called? The lady, the Kree lady, she opened it, right?
Durham, what her name is. Yeah, she opened it,
Yeah.
And then
the Kree leader, or whatever we'll call her, yeah. And yeah, they both, for some reason, both decide to touch them. Monica being a scientist, fine, right?
Yeah.
I can get why, yeah. Captain Marvel, though, decides, probably because she's like, I'm invincible, yeah? Let me investigate it. And I can investigate it. Fair enough, yeah?
Yeah.
And Kamala Khan's quantum bangle is related to that somehow?
Yeah.
Because they use it, the Kree lady used the other half of the quantum band to open the portal.
Yeah.
So then all the Marvels teleport into each other's place in...
Swap places, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay. And this is when the hijinks ensue.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's when... Oh, no, hold on. Wait. Did we skip a bit? We've got... Wait, hold on. No, Carol... Yeah, Carol goes to the quantum bangle place where the Kree lady was. She disappeared, and then Carol's fighting a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's when...
the fast forward because she's gone to...
Yeah. So then... Kamala jumps into the spacesuit where Monica Rambeau was, and she's floating in space going, oh my goodness. Monica ends up fighting the people in on the moon, and Captain Marvel's running around in Kamala's house.
Yeah. And
it's a really nice, fun fight sequence where people are teleporting into each other's sequences.
Yeah.
And then trying to work out what's going on. Because Nick Fury's there as well, and he's like, "What? Who these people keep on swapping with other people?"
Yeah.
And then Kamala's family get in on it as well because they help fight when Kamala is in peril. But then when she swaps out, they still have to help fight.
Yeah, because now we have to deal with this.
Yeah, the other person's completely confused as to what's going on. I think it's a very fun sequence.
Yeah,
actually.
it's a very fun sequence.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And it ends with obviously all the bad guys get beat up.
Yeah.
And everyone still kind of in the wrong places until they get to the right places.
Yeah. And then this is when they kind of realize what's going on. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
because we both touched that phenomenon, whatever it is, at the same time. Now our powers are intertwined.
Yeah.
And so if we use our powers at the same time, well, don't figure that bit out it's a bit later on. Where
So Nick Fury and Monica go to Kamala's house.
Yeah.
Kamala's house, which has holes in it.
Yep.
In all sorts of directions, by the way.
Yep. From the battle of the two Kree soldiers, like that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I hope
and they're like, yep, sorry for the intrusion, but. And then Kamala's parents want to have a go at Nick Fury, but you know. And then Monica's talking about Aunt Carol, and they're like, "What?"
Yeah. And they're like, some families are just complicated. Like, oh.
Yeah. But Kamala's like all fangirling, which is really like, yeah, you would expect her knowing about the Avengers and all that stuff as well to be really like geeky.
Yeah.
Which she is. Yeah. So like it made sense. Yeah. And so they work out. Yeah. Each person, if you use your powers, you swap places with another person. Yeah. And then Kamala's like, use your powers like this, and then she swaps places with Carol.
Yeah.
And then Carol is like, okay, I gotta get out of here. Look, they has a look see with Monica Rambeau and goes, I gotta. For reasons unknown, right?
Yeah.
Just I need to suddenly disappear right now.
Yeah. Like, oh, okay.
So she flies off, use her powers to try and blast her away, but ends up swapping places back with Kamala, who falls down from the Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah.
Which then Nick Fury is like, Monica, you gotta go and fly and save her. And Monica's like, what do you mean? I've never.
Right? Yeah.
yeah. Well, and we were like, now's the time to try because that girl is gonna die if you don't.
Yeah. No pressure at all.
Yeah. So she tries to rescue Kamala, and they have a bit of turmoil up there because Kamala ends up trying to rescue her as well because they just can't figure out, and then I think at the very end where Kamala tries to use her powers to brace them, like that light ball or something like that.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, smack into the ground, right? And it's Carol because Kamala used powers and swapped her places accidentally as well. And then you see Fury, like all you see is this dust cloud, and then Carol getting up and go. And Nick Fury's like, oh yeah. Oh, it's all right. It's just Carol.
Yeah, it's all right. It's Carol. And then so they get swapped to the throne room. Well, I think it was the throne room, whatever of the bad lady.
Yeah. So Carol is at this point. She's just deciding, you know what? I'm just gonna go and try to solve these problems right away.
Yeah.
So wherever I am, she saw the thing. She went to the moon, beat up a whole bunch of guys, right?
Yeah.
Decided, all right, okay. So this teleportation, I'll work out what's going on. I'm gonna go and fly to the Kree Kingdom. Yeah. No, the Skrull wherever residence. Yeah.
Yeah.
And get my answers there, and then like you're saying, she.
Yeah, because yep. That is what happens. Yeah. And then we see the bad lady. I feel bad.
We have to come up with a name for her.
Yeah.
I got a Kree leader. We'll just call it the Kree leader for the moment.
Or we just call her Lady Ronan. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Makes no sense.
So Lady Ronan is talking to some Skrulls who are on a colony because obviously before Secret Wars, actually from the Captain Marvel film, the Skrulls don't have a home, so they're basically refugees. And
So as you're talking about Secret Invasion, what has Secret Invasion happened yet?
Yeah.
No. In this context, in where this falls, because Nick Fury. Where's his Skrull wife?
On holiday.
And then where's the Super Skrull? No one's talking about none of that stuff. But
why do they really need to be mentioned?
I suppose.
It's not a real thing,
okay. I feel Nick Fury's a perkier character in this than he was in his own series.
Yeah, because I think he's probably happy again. Who knows?
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And then, yeah, so she's like, yeah, we will help the scroll have a new planet. We'll help you as long as you, plead allegiance to us. And like, okay, I guess we have nowhere else to go. Oh, okay, cool. So then the Marvels end up on the planet.
Yeah.
And the Skrull Lady's like, oh no, you've betrayed us. You were lying. You're not with us. So they're trying to blame what they're about to do on Captain Marvel, even though they was going to do it all along.
Exactly. Yeah, I was like, it's like one of those things where you made me do it, even though no, you like you said
anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You just conveniently found an excuse.
Yeah. Because even if they didn't turn up, you still was going to do what you're going to do and find another.
You would have found something else to blame them for
Yeah.
to in order to make the action anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, these people, right?
Yeah. So then she uses one of the band that she has, to open one of the jump portals, and it starts sucking out basically all the air from the planet. So the Marvel's like, we need to get everyone off this planet before, they all die.
Yeah.
So they start doing that, and a miscommunication happens with Kamala, where she uses her powers. Carol tells her not to, and they swap places. And they're trying to.
To be fair, Kamala was trying to save people.
Yeah.
But at this point, yes. See, you can understand it from both perspectives. That's the thing. It's not like cut and dry here, though. We're talking about a situation where planet is crumbling.
Yeah.
So
they kind of have no choice. So then Kamala wants to save everyone, but Carol's like, we can only save who we can save.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what? So
well, they've only got a specific amount of ships.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And so half the planet. So there's some scrolls that don't survive and they die, whatever. And then the Skrull leader of that colony kind of tries to blame Carol, but she's like, no, it was gonna happen anyway because she's a liar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're blaming me now, but when you look at it logically, right?
Yeah. It was gonna happen anyway.
Yeah, and then you would have been to blame when it happened because if I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And
then she goes, "Oh, don't worry, I found you. I've called in a favor from a friend. She could have somewhere for you to live." And they're like, "Well, we have no choice, really, do we?" And then the guy takes off his sort of crown, and then a rainbow bridge happens. You're like, "Oh, it's Valkyrie, the leader of New Asgard." And she's like, "Carol, it's good to see you. Hope we meet on better terms." She goes, "Yeah, I've got a place for you, Skrulls." So they, Rainbow Bridge off to New Asgard, which I thought I actually like this. Oh, that's a cool cameo.
Well,
cool.
I have to say, did they actually say they're going to New Asgard, or were they going to a location?
Well, that's the only places I can think of.
Yeah, that's my logic as well. But I'm thinking, actually, they didn't say where they were going, and they didn't specifically say if the Rainbow Bridge was taking them, where the Rainbow Bridge was taking them.
Yeah, but I just assume that's the only place, really, because
Yeah, it makes most sense.
Yeah, because, and then this is where Carol kind of fills them in on why the Kree keep calling her the Annihilator.
Yeah,
because after what happened, she went and destroyed the Supreme Intelligence.
Yeah,
and kind of left the Kree to be their own leaders, and then that caused a civil war, which drained out all their resources, and the planet's basically dying.
And as she flew back to destroy the Supreme Intelligence, she encountered Lady Ronan.
Yeah.
And just she beat up some soldiers, and she knocked some rubble on top of Lady Ronan, and then that's when
laugh has been doink on her head.
yeah, and that's when Lady Ronan's beef with Carol. Well, I want to say it kind of started there, and then it kind of festered from everything else that happened.
Yeah, it's like God.
So I have to say, Oh yeah, and then so Monica calls her out saying, "You said you were going to come back to Earth, right? And now look at look at me, 30 years later, still waiting for you to come back."
Yeah, you're like, okay.
You know, and Carol's like, I was ashamed, right?
Yeah, okay.
Not ashamed to like that she left Monica for ages, but that she tried to save the Kree planet, right, by taking out the Supreme Intelligence, and caused more trouble accidentally from the consequences, which she wouldn't have known, right? No. Which I like, by the way. Not it's just like sometimes a short-term solution that actually causes larger problems.
Yeah.
So not everything can wrap in a nice little bow, even if you're the good guys in the scenario. Sometimes scenarios arise where you don't think of. You're just thinking, if I solve this, then that'll be that, right?
Yeah.
But... So yeah, she was like, "Look, I was trying to find a solution to help the Kree planet for 30 plus years.
Yeah.
Even though she didn't age.
No, because that's because of powers, isn't it? That's what she did. Yeah.
And she's like, I didn't want to come back because then if I talk to you about it and you think that like why they call me the Annihilator.
Yeah.
Who wants to be known like that?
Yeah, she wants Monica to have the memory of her when she was a child. Like Miss the best art in the world.
She wanted to keep that the illusion of her. Not the illusion. She wanted to keep. Yeah, how you say that how should be how she thought Monica would perceive her.
Yeah.
And then obviously if you like, well, I destroyed the planet. Ain't nobody gonna be thinking. Look, man, we both read the Dark Phoenix saga. We know exactly what happened to Phoenix when he should destroy the planet.
Yeah.
Them what? Who are they?
What,
the
made up race.
No, the no made up race, not them.
The Shia Empire.
Yes, the Shia Empire. That's it. Beefing super hard. It was like fair enough. Actually, you destroyed the planet, so I don't.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. But anyways, So and when Carol had to go at Kamala as well, Kamala's about using her powers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you know what? Let's. I'm sorry, Kamala. I'm sorry, Monica. Let's just start afresh. Because we were thrown in a tense situation, which like we don't like, which were causing problems to us because we didn't know how to control it either with all our powers and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, let's start from the beginning. That's the best way to do it. And they're like, all right. She's like, all right. I'm Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel. I am Kamala. Oh my god, you're number one fan.
I like this bit so much. I don't know, for some reason this bit kind of like, oh, this is so like cute. Like, a teenager would act like that if they met their hero. Like, this seems. Oh, bless them. Yeah. Yeah,
but it all got them back on the right foot with each other because they actually don't know each other.
No.
So, you could argue Monica and Carol know each other, but you don't. 30 years is a massive difference of how you know someone or not, or later on, So, yeah. And then they decide, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna use our powers, swap each other's places, and get used to it, so we can. If something goes wrong, we know what we're doing next.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's cool.
I found that sequence kind of fun because they were like doing all silly stuff, and then it got harder and harder to like trying to juggle. They're trying to walk with books on their heads. Then it went into when two people are using the skipping ropes with the two skipping ropes.
Yeah,
and then the third person jump in there, and then you swap places. Like, they'll just teleport in each other's places and stuff like that. I was like, that's really cool. And then they're working out fighting maneuvers as well. Foreshadowing, right?
Yeah, I was like, that's cool.
Yeah. So all this made sense, and it actually got them more, I would say, closer as characters. Yeah. Mutual respect, right?
Mutual.
They worked out all their beefs.
Yeah, all their beefs. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's good. Bless them.
And this is where they tried to, I think, so, how did they, oh, well, yeah, so they were like, okay, Carol's trying to explain to them exactly what happened to the Kree planet.
Yeah.
The sun went out, they got no water, all that stuff, right?
Yeah. And
then they're like, exactly what did the Lady Ronan want in the end? You know?
Yeah.
What's her goal?
And then that's when Monica's like, she wants this. She wants. Oh wait, that's later on when she says about the sun.
Yeah.
She says, "Oh, they want to redo their planet," and that's when Carol's like, "Oh yeah, we got to go to." Oh, then Monica's like, "Oh, they were looking for resources to redo their planet."
Yeah.
And then they're gonna need water, and then Carol's like, "Oh, we need to go to A-land or whatever it is," and like, why?
Yeah, this planet that's 97% water.
Yeah, and like
that's the most logical place that they would go to.
Like,
which makes I wouldn't say it's a leap, right? But it makes the most sense. Yeah, you would think, all right, well, even if they go somewhere else, like, this is a target. This is a target, and we've got no other deductive reasoning to go anywhere else. So if we're wrong, right?
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, how come you know this? And like, for reasons. And like,
Yeah.
And then Kamala's like, she said that really weird. Like, oh. So they go to that planet so they can meet the prince. Also to get armor, because some supplies there. Oh, okay, cool. And then so they go into the planet, and they're like, oh. Actually, before that, we forgot that Lady Ronan knows that Kamala's got a similar bracelet to her.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they land on the planet, and then Monica and Kamala like to the people.
Oh no! Sorry. They use the mind connection device or whatever it was.
Oh yeah.
So so when Kamala leapt where Carol was in the Kree spaceship, she saw the screen. But obviously she can't read alien or whatever. But you know what you see, right? Yeah. So they had to go and use the devices to connect the Marvel's memories minds together.
Yeah.
And that's where Carol is each person's memories override the others, so you kind of get the lowdown of what the history of each person is.
Yeah.
For the audience that are watching.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the rest of the movies, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, that's when they work out. That's where the resources are. That's why they need resources.
Yeah.
And then that's why they need water.
Yeah. And then Monica and Carol have a little moment, because you see Carol has memories of speaking to Monica's mum during a cancer when Monica's blipped out. Like, that's pretty sad.
Yeah. It's like, but at the same time, it's like, to be fair, she had no one else to speak to, so.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, bless.
So they go to the water planet.
Yeah.
I like this. This is the silliness that I can vibe with, by the way. This water planet is full of people that only communicate, their language is singing.
Yeah.
So if you speak normally, they don't understand what you're saying.
Especially
so it's like a little bit of a musical inside the movie. That's right.
There's a bit when they just begin when they're singing, and Monica goes up to one of them and goes, "Hey, little kid." Ask a question, and the kid just doesn't acknowledge her, and then Carol goes, "Oh, they only understand singing." She's like, "Oh, okay." Well.
Yeah. And then it turns out that Carol has married the prince of this planet.
Yeah.
And somehow they convert her normal clothing that she's wearing. She's wearing jeans and like a wool top or something.
Yeah.
A wool sweater, and it turns into like a Captain Marvel cylinder dress.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
Something I thought, okay, maybe that's part of their weird pantomime musical powers. They could change.
That's what happens in musicals, right?
Yeah.
The stuff happens, and there's no explanation. No, people Like in all musicals, do you see people doing backflips and whatnot, and then all of a sudden everyone knows the exact dance sequences, and then when the music song is finished, they just walk away and no sell what they just done.
Just go back to normal. Oh,
okay. Yeah. I remember, by the way, I know it's random, but it was in one of these musicals. Might have been Mary Poppins. Some policeman in the back was backflipping.
Yeah.
Like as part of the sequence, yeah. And then as soon as the music stopped, he landed back on his feet. They just kept him walking back up the street the other way. Like, all right,
sure.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, all right.
If that, okay, yeah, it's like, okay, sure,
yeah,
oh.
yeah. So, she's singing to the prince, and the prince is singing to her, and they're trying to communicate what's going on.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I don't know what it was with the acoustics, but when Brie Larson was singing, it didn't seem to, like, you know when you play audio and it doesn't feel like it's coming from anywhere in particular. It just sounds like it's coming from the front.
Yeah.
I think that. But when the prince was going, I think the sound was following him.
Yeah.
So it just seemed a bit odd.
It was something to do with her singing. That's why I thought like that. I was like, okay. Like, it was because she's not from that planet.
Oh, it's true.
I took it as that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But did you notice it as well?
Yeah. I noticed it, but I just thought it was part of, like, because she's not one of them.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I just thought that. I don't know
why. Yeah, headcanon. Yeah, and this is where she says to him, "Oh, you know, we need to." Oh, actually, the prince can also speak. He's bilingual. He can speak non-sing song.
That was funny when he goes, "I need to talk to you," and he went, "Wait, he can speak normal." So, yeah, he's bilingual. I see what you did there. That's hilarious. Yeah.
And then he gives them their costume switches.
Yeah.
Which I have to say, the way that they tweaked Monica's Saber uniform to her photon costume, was quite neat because it just added more blacks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you got the right lines and stuff. It just made it more like it is actually a costume and not uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, forget to mention, of course, that Kamala's parents have been taken. Like, Shield have collected Kamala's parents, and Nick Fury is getting an earful from them.
Yeah, and he's like, "Please help me. I just don't want to be dealing with this, you know."
Yeah, and then they're finding random kind of gestural sacks around the planet, around the thing.
Yeah.
Because they're taking care of. So Captain Marvel's cat got teleported with them.
Yeah.
Around as well. So they're like, all right, because I think she was on Captain Marvel's shoulder, but then when Captain Marvel got teleported, the cat jumped off the shoulder.
Yeah.
When they were in Kamala's house.
Yeah.
So they take the cat back. Yeah. Yeah. And the cat ate one of the Kree people, right? And then spat him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Which I didn't clock until now. Like, oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah, because they got to get the people that may not have seen Captain Marvel up to speed. Why this cat is, the cat is called Goose, and then also it's not an actual cat; it's a flurkin.
Yeah, flurkin. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So they're like, so Captain Marvel's like, look, Lady Ronin be coming for you. So get your troops ready. We'll come and help you like as much as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, when you know it, there she is, Lady Ronin. Be like, okay, well, it's time to take resources because that's what we do.
Yep. We're not gonna come up with a fake plan this time.
No. You know, let's straight in there. Let's go.
Yeah, literally coming like, you must bow down to the Kree. And guys like, no, fine. And then,
yeah, that's it.
Oh, I was like, wow, she just didn't mess around this time. You know, she just went straight for it. Oh.
Yeah, and they had basically Carol and Monica are doing most of the they're helping the troops and they're telling Kamala to keep safe and stuff like that.
Yeah.
First of all, because they're like, you got the other quantum bangle, and secondly, you don't even have that much fight. As far as we know, you don't have much battle experience.
Yeah.
Unless they didn't know that Kamala trained herself in her own series.
Yeah. Which I like to think there's like been like a year between her own series and this, but
Well, I can buy Kamala holding her own against the people that they're fighting.
yeah,
Because she got the powers, secondly. But yeah, between all the stuff that she was doing in her own series and then all the training that she was doing with her friend,
yeah,
it made sense. Not that like her physical capabilities and whatnot,
yeah,
or battle strategies or stuff like that, but just because of her powers
yeah,
and knowing how to use them, she's in a fine place.
yeah. She's doing well. She's doing well. Yeah. So then, yeah, they're all fighting and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're using some of their techniques they've used, like do your powers now. We switch. So that's cool.
Yeah. And then there's one sequence where Monica and Carol are fighting Lady Ronin on her spaceship, on the top of her spaceship, because that's how you do, right?
Yeah.
Kamala gets switched with Carol. I don't know. I think it's because Lady Ronin forced to switch somehow.
Yeah.
So the Captain Marvel blasted Bango, and the Bango absorbed it, and then she punched Captain Marvel into Ms. Marvel, like as in punched her out and caused her to swap places.
Yeah.
Something like that. Even if she didn't, that sounds funny because I punched you so hard you turned into someone else.
Yeah. Oh wow. Am I that strong?
And then there's this one bit where Ms. Marvel, so Lady Ronda's like, why have you got the other bangle? And Ms. Marvel does the Kal-El explains to General Zod how to use his powers sequence, right?
Yeah.
Where she's like, oh, I got this from my grandmother and then Monica's like, Kamala, get out of here. It's not time for talking and telling her exactly what your thing came from. She wants it. Jeez.
Yeah, he's like, dude, come on now. You should know this.
Yeah. But I feel like they should have found another way to integrate that rather than pause for a second and let someone explain stuff they shouldn't be explaining.
But that's a trope of all movies, so it's not like a thing.
I get it, by the way, with a character like Ned Leeds, because he's kind of that jittery kind of talker character.
Yeah, but so's Kamala, so it makes sense.
Oh, I suppose if Kamala said that, why do you have my grandmother's elbow bangle? Then you've given the information and asked a question, and then it's like, because you're saying that I don't necessarily say that person's a thief, but why do you have the other half of this?
Yeah.
But anyways, Monica trying to get her to get out of there made a lot of sense because we're fighting someone who can absorb powers and it's got a universal weapon and whatnot. Kamala, you kind of bit up your league here.
Yeah.
Even though I would argue that Monica herself has only just got freshly new powers, and how used to them is she? But military trained, we're gonna go with that, right?
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. So then, they have a tussle, and then they realize, we're getting overpowered by this lady. We need to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So no, she runs off. Sorry, and then they're like, get our ship and chase her.
Yeah.
And Monica and Kamala's like, no, we can't. I can't remember the reason why. Because we're in danger, and Carol's like, no, I can catch her, and she's invading all these missiles and stuff, doing pretty cool, and then it gets a bit too intense, and then Kamala's like, nope, I'm pulling the override here, and hits the button, so they warp out.
Yeah,
because I was about to get hit by missiles. Yeah, because there's no way of dodging them. And then Carol's like, you shouldn't have done that. And Carol's like, no. Kamala's like, no, I had to. I made this choice because, we would have died. What happened? And then they're like, okay, fair enough. Carol's like, okay, fair enough. I just don't want to be the Annihilator anymore, and I feel bad for what they're doing. And then the girls kind of talk her down, like, no, we're in this together. We can do this.
Yeah, it's like you look right. You wouldn't have known. You tried. You did what you did, right? The other issues, like that lady is now responsible for the rest of the actions that are happening. It's not on you what she does.
Yeah.
Even though technically speaking, she's just trying to save the planet, but yeah. But you you don't make trouble. You don't resolve something by making more trouble.
No.
You know.
No.
She could have tried to ask actually for help and stuff like that, Lady Ronan, but now she's like, no, I'm just gonna take this stuff. You know.
Yeah, you know, it's gonna be a douche about it. Yeah.
But yeah, she Lady Ronan opened the teleport the jump point to warp water out of the water planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like, oh, that's a bit.
Yeah.
A bit too much, isn't it? Well.
Yeah, because I think it's like the jump points aren't stable.
No.
She's creating them like with the overloaded bangles.
Yeah.
That she's absorbing from the power of Captain Marvel, but they're meant to be a pair, and they don't. So one of them can't keep the way that one opens them with too much power, and too much. You're holding up for too long.
Yeah.
That's what creates what something bad will happen essentially.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Yeah. So they're like, all right, well, what do we do and where do we go now?
Yeah.
What? And then they work out. They're like, wait a minute, yeah. She went to the Kree to take stuff because I went to because I, as Captain Marvel, protected them.
Yeah.
I'm the princess of this water planet, so they tried to destroy it. It's not like they need resources specifically from these planets. They're doing it out of spite.
Yeah, she's taking away everything I will. She's taking away everything that I love. You're like, oh, yep. So they're going to Earth. That makes sense now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheeky.
So it's like, okay, you know, you evil gonna do what evil gonna do, right?
Yep. Evil's gonna.
So yeah, So did he? Okay, what happened to what's happening on the space station at this point?
That's when they're finding these random like pods, and if they think it's an invasion.
Yeah, because they just appear anywhere in engineering or like within the spaceship. Which, by the way, I thought was cool because it's like something else that was happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Even though it was something convenient for the sake of the story, right?
Yeah.
But you just assumed it was a like some sort of Kree bombs or something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, not Kree, a Skrull bomb, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just something, like something off key, but something malevolent. But it wasn't. Even though there was so many of them, and they're like, where are these coming from?
Yeah, you're like, because I thought it might have been like like you said, a Kree thing. But then this is also when the Kree start sort of messing with the space station. Don't know how they have to do that, but yeah.
yeah.
Because it loses power and the generators, then they set fire to the something, so they can't. Yeah, they set fire. I want to say it's an elevator. I don't know. It was something that was set on fire. Yeah.
And the Lady Ronin is trying to absorb the sun from our galaxy to reignite the sun.
Her sun.
Which causes the space station, which is, I think, what would you say? Solar flares are, happening, right?
Yeah.
And so the space station is in peril.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to evacuate. And they're like, we've only got like 10 spaceships. We only got a good couple of spaceships that can hold about 10 people maximum. So what are we going to do? And then Fury said, you fill them up, let them go, and then we'll figure something out. I was like, oh, cool on him for not doing what Amanda Waller would have done, which would have been like, tell everyone else to go that direction. Yeah. I'm going to go in this direction, which is the pods.
It's like, start the culling and just survival of the fittest.
Yeah. And then he finds Goose. He opens to get a fire extinguisher, which then he sees Goose, the cat, in with all these pods, and he's like, what is going on here? And then the pods open up, and it's kittens.
Yeah, and he's like, oh.
And then he's like, I got an idea. I've got an idea here.
Can do,
where they start getting the cats to eat all the people.
Yeah.
And they have it on the speaker. Please, please, people, come towards the cats. Let them eat you, and they can fill up the spaceship, and then everyone can survive. Warning: do not run away from the cats. And then, like, the cats are the horror movie villains.
And you see them all just sucking up people and
And then one girl, the one lady who's running away, proper scared, right? And she turns the corner, and she sees her friend being eaten, and she's like. And then she's like, "Oh, I got away." She turns to the side. There's them two kittens. And then all of a sudden, she's like, "Ah!"
Oh, that's clever. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then they put all the kittens into one of the escape pods and shoot off. Then the Marvels go to take on Lady Ronan, which is pretty.
Which they had, by the way, a very nice, cool fight sequence.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I like that.
It's like she's fighting all three of them, but they're all swapping places.
Yeah.
With each other as well, so she can't get a handle on it.
Which is cool.
Pretty sure they would overpower her anyways, but it's a deficit to them because they also have to coordinate how they're gonna fight her. Yeah. You can't blast a blast and then you're in somewhere else. you know?
It's like that. It's not gonna work.
But yeah, they do a super combo finish. That's the best way I can put it, right?
Yeah, super.
Knock her into a wall, which conveniently then stop. As she falls down, something falls on top of her with spikes.
Yeah,
kind of, right?
Yeah, she's like, ooh.
Yeah, and then Carol's like, "Look, man, it didn't have to be this way. Let me help you. I can still help you. I can reignite your son." Right?
No, she's like, I can help do something. And Monica's like, yeah, you can. You can reunite his son by blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then Carol's like, I've never done something like that before. No, but you can do it. I know your powers. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And so she puts her hand out. She lifts the rubble, the spike up the lady, right? The rubble. Yeah. She puts her hand out, and the lady's like, yeah, I'm going to... Like, Lady Ronan's like, yeah, my hand, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, I'm full heal.
Yep. Oh gosh! So then
I want to still try and kill you.
So she knocks Carol flying, grabs her hammer, and then that's it. I think she grabs Carol. Then somehow her and Carol and Kamala swap because they use the powers at the same time by accident. And then Ronan throws Kamala down and puts a hammer on her head. It's like, yeah, if you blast me, I'll kill her before you're fast enough. Yeah, and Kamala's like, ah.
Yeah. For some reason, she decides she can't make a face shield. But I guess once it's already in contact with skin, she can only go around it and not through it, past it. You know.
So then they give her the other quantum band.
Well, they didn't give her. She just takes off Kamala and like, if you two try anything, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. And then he takes it. And then she becomes all powerful, Lady Ronan.
Yeah.
And
she tries the Wonder Woman double wrist X thing.
Yep.
And is this where Carol just basically supercharges her?
Yeah. She supercharges her. Monica runs towards Commander to cover her because she didn't want him to get hit by the impact. And then, Carol flies her out of the ship and they go towards space. And then
the malfunction jump point thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's trying to stop it from happening. And Lady Ronan gets free and then she does the Wonder Woman bracelet clap.
Yeah.
Which opens up a jump space bridge thing, and it basically kills her.
Yeah.
And there's a rift in time. This is where the rift in time and space happens. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Carol's like, I don't know what we can do, and then Monica's like, okay, what we need to do is, you both hit me with your powers. Because with Kamala, you hit me with the bracelets, and then Carol, you hit me with your proton blast things, and I'll absorb it, and then I will go and close the hole. And they're like, okay, we can do this.
Simple as, right?
Yeah. I thought there was something here. I was like, this seems too easy.
Well, I didn't. I was like, well, I guess she's a scientist. She knows what she's talking about. She studied this stuff, so makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess I mean, she's been explaining everything to the Marvels throughout the entire thing. She's been explaining stuff to Fury, science stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, I follow her logic. She's got a good track record.
And then so they do that, and then she gets all super powered up, and then she's like, okay, let me go to the hole in the space-time continuum and close it. So she flies over there, and she's like, this is amazing. So then she starts closing it, and it's getting closer and closer. And Carol's like, yeah, so you coming back, right? She goes, no, I can't. She goes, what do you mean? It's like, I was never planning. I knew it was like sort of a one-way trip thing. Yeah. And Carol's like, no, that's not happening on my watch. I lost your mum. I'm not going to lose you. She didn't say that, but basically that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
So she flies towards the hole. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And as she's just about to reach a hand out, it closes. And she's like, no. Yeah,
and then this is when Monica like kind of drifts down from wherever she was in space to I'm gonna say infinity void, somewhere where she just drops backwards to whatever planet was behind her. Ish.
So then, Carol goes back to tell Kamala, and they both hug. So then they land back on Earth, and all the shield ships land on Earth. And then the cats start spitting up the people. And then he got the one guy in Central Park, wherever he is, right? I thought he was just gonna sit down. He's there, right? When cats are burping up people, he's like, all right, I'm getting out of here. But I thought it would be more hilarious if he just sat in the park. I just continue. All right, I'd be like, typical, isn't it? It's not been the same since these superheroes. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. I mean, if he no-sold it with some sort of a nudge and a wink, it'd be faster. It'd be more hilarious than when he actually did something.
So then, Kamala comes back in Carol's spaceship and comes down and hugs her parents, saying that I'm back. And then Fury, like, you're the only one there. So he kind of calls her over, like, oh, you come here. She comes up and goes, so what happened? We lost Monica. And then Fury looks very sad, obviously. Like, oh, okay. And then he goes, where's Carol? He's like, oh, she's gone to fulfill a promise. So we go see Carol flying to Hela, and she reunites their son with her powers, which look pretty cool. Oh, that's cool. And then we flash forward a bit to Carol moving into Monica's mum's old house in Louisiana with the help of the Khans. And it's like, oh, that's cool. That's nice of them. So then Kamala and Carol have a sort of like a moment like, I'm always sort of here for you and you're here for me too, sort of thing. And then Kamala's like, oh, could you help me with something? She's like, Carol's like, what? So then we were back in New York City, and we see a door and like a shadowy figure with a bow. And like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. And we see Pizza Dog. So, it's Kate Bishop. So Kate Bishop comes into her hawk cave, I'm gonna call it.
Yeah.
And then we see, and she goes in and goes, Pizza Dog, and starts talking to him. And then we hear someone go, Kate Bishop, I've been watching you. And trying to put on like a deep voice. And she's like, excuse me, who are you? And she goes, hi. I called a little girl, so I go, dude, I'm 23. And she's like, yeah. So, okay. Well, I've been putting the team together, you in, and then before she says anything, it ends. You're like, oh, the new Young Avengers, New Avengers.
Well, at this point, when they have their own movie, TV series, whatever, then they ain't gonna be the Young Avengers. Then put it that way.
No,
they're just gonna be
Avengers, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, just probably come up with a secondary name for them or some sort.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. So then that's that, and then we get the credits. Oh, cool! And then me personally, this is my favorite end of credit scene of all time for personal reasons. everyone.
Yep.
Yep. So then we see Monica like on a like laid up in a bed, hooked up to like a heart monitor or something. So she wakes up, it's like, oh wait, what? And then she grips her hands and goes, oh, that's cool. And then she looks over and she sees her mum. Or is it? And she goes, Mum, it's you. You're alive. And the woman's like, wait, what? Huh?
Yeah.
You okay? I've missed you so much. Blah, blah, blah. And the woman's like, okay, what? And then we hear a voice. And as soon as this, I'm not going to lie, as soon as I heard this voice, like, I kept on saying, what the F? Out loud to myself. Not quite loud. I think the woman heard me at least 4 times. Like, I know that. Wait, what? So then we see Beast, Hank McCoy, walk in, and he's like, "Yeah, Charles wants us to inform him about what's going on because this is I can't remember what it actually says
an incursion, right?
Yeah, and then we actually see Beast.
Yeah. CGI Beast, by the way.
Beast. Just talking and like
with the voice of Kelsey Grammer.
Yep.
From
from X-Men 3 Last Stand.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear the X-Men animated TV show theme playing as well. Yeah. And then he walks off. And
you see that, by the way, you see the big X Danger Room behind him.
Yep. And you're like, oh. And then the lady who Monica thinks was a mum gets up because he calls her Proton, doesn't he?
Did he call it Proton? I thought I just assumed it was binary because
he called us. I can't remember. He called it either binary or Proton, one or two,
or even Photon. Right? She might have been Photon. She might have actually been.
Yeah, I think actually. And then she takes off because she's wearing a blanket around her. She takes it off and she's in a costume, and she goes, "So who are you?" The woman says it to Monica, and then it ends there, and you're like, she's in a different universe.
Yeah. Because I'm not your mother. Who are you? But that is a nice looking binary costume, by the way.
Yeah.
Like not the flaming hair. She didn't need none of that, right? But
overkill. But yeah.
But as far as the faithful translation of the costume goes, actually, you know what?
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're saying, I was like, oh, okay. But then this leads to Deadpool, I guess.
Maybe because because Deadpool 3 is meant to be part of the MCU, isn't it? So,
well, somewhere, somehow, some way, right?
Yeah.
And we don't know exactly if this is an alternate X-Men universe.
Yeah.
They can CGI Beast, which is fine because they don't really have to cast an actor for it.
No.
They can tweak the CG or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, if they cast other X-Men in it, they probably jump in the gun because they probably haven't got that ready yet.
Yeah.
However, then in the main universe, how are the X-Men going to be integrated there? That's the question.
Through Secret War or something.
Yeah.
I reckon they're going to meld universes.
Do you reckon they're going to do Secret Wars like how they did Secret Wars in not the first version and not Secret Wars 2, right? The Secret Wars in the late 2010s?
Oh yeah, I think it was 2015. Yeah. The Jonathan Hickman one. Yeah.
Where they basically did a Crisis on Infinite Earths and they're like, oh, we'll get a selection of Earths and we'll just merge, and then it's merged together.
Yeah, I reckon that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, so you're thinking, this is my logic as well, by the way. They have the Secret Wars, which have the alternate universes, whatever, and then they end up with a merged final Earth.
Yeah. And
that way you can have the mutants always been there.
Yeah. Just rewritten to the history. Yeah, it makes more sense.
Yeah, but I don't know how they're going to resolve this. But I mean, no, we finished talking about the movie, but these are the questions that we need to ask.
Yeah,
how are Magneto and Charles going to be portrayed? Because Holocaust survivor, and his childhood friend, The
at this point,
World War II is like far away now.
Yeah. Like comics, you can kind of get around it because you can always say that Magneto and Xavier's powers make him not age.
Both of them being cloned multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times as well. So yeah, you kind of get around it like that.
Yeah,
but how would you?
All I can think of is Magneto is going to be his ancestors were
Yeah.
where Holocaust survivors.
Survivors.
Bit like what happened with Killmonger. He was still harboring that hatred. So
Yeah,
it's not too.
do
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah.
And like,
Anyways,
yeah.
go on.
Now I'm saying that's because one of the things I've been saying to people like Magneto, he's one of the rare characters you can't sort of race change him or anything because that stuff has a lot to do with his character.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they'll figure it around it. But yeah. But yeah, that was one of my favorite end credit scenes.
Yeah, like, it was like, huh? But okay.
Yeah.
But then again, you realize Deadpool's coming up, so they'll be like, okay, of course.
Yeah. Because technically, Deadpool 3 it's not realistically in the same actual universe as the X-Men movies, is it?
How do you mean?
Because like, it's not in the same like universe as the weird. Again, I love the X-Men movies, but their timeline and that stuff.
Well, they've got 2 timelines.
Yeah,
they got 3 timelines actually because they got the
Logan timeline, the original.
Well,
timeline,
they got the First Class timeline.
Yeah,
the original. We'll call it the original timeline, right? And then they got the Days of Future Past bad timeline. So they've got the Logan timeline.
Yeah, that means there's 4 different timelines.
Yeah.
But then no, I think Logan timeline is in the X3 timeline. I don't know.
Oh. But and then they got the other thing where Logan was supposed to take place in 2029. Yet Deadpool 2 referenced it. And that didn't say, I know it didn't say what year it was taking place in, but you know.
Yeah, but it's giving me a headache trying to figure out.
And even at this point, even if Deadpool 3 were to come out next year, that's 5 years away of when Logan actually has happened.
Yeah, and not that much. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But back to the Marvels. Yes. I enjoyed it. You enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Double thumbs up. Well, I'm like thumbs up and a half. It was fun. It wasn't deep or anything like that, but it made sense.
Yeah.
It had good, nice action sequences. I think Kamala and her family helped carry it. No, it was bad, but they gave it a bit more of a fun vibe.
Yeah.
She had to do that, the humorous part of the movie, all on her. Because not today, but Captain Marvel's not exactly the most person who cracks the jokes,
Yeah, no, she's, and they kind of make reference to that in the film a lot as well. So I kind of like that. It's like, she's. By the end, she kind of loosens up, so it's like, it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I think because she kind of forgive herself for what she did.
Yeah.
Like, because she had good intentions, just didn't think that certain things. Not to say she didn't think far enough, right? But other things happened, and you're like, oh, I feel like when that caused these things to happen when they might have happened anyways.
Yeah, that's the thing. It might have happened anyway, so she can't really blame herself for it. But obviously, in that situation, you would blame yourself, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because you feel like you're the one that was, I mean, who's to say? By the way, the Kree Supreme Intelligence. Look what they were doing, right?
Yeah.
So if it wasn't Captain Marvel that would have turned them, someone else might have turned them. In fact, the Supreme Intelligence might have tried to take over the rest of the planet or whatever.
Yeah. Who knows? They don't know. She don't know. So she can't blame herself. But she would. But I get it. I suppose. Yeah. Enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
Especially the end for you, right?
Yeah, the end, man. Like I said, literally made my day.
Is Deadpool 3 the actual next Marvel movie?
I don't know. I think it might be.
Okay.
Because they already said that's what else is coming out in 2024.
That's true. I thought Captain America was going to, but they're saying they need good several months worth of reshoots. So people are basically saying they're writing a whole new story.
Yeah, that's why I heard of that. Okay.
Yeah, but look, if you're gonna end up, if you need to do stuff to end up with a good movie, because Captain America kind of does need to be a tentpole one.
Yeah, it does, because he's like flagship character.
Yeah. exactly, and it's like a new passing the torch sort of thing, right?
Yeah. So
You need to make sure that one hits.
Yeah.
Some of them don't need to up a hit so much, but that one definitely does.
Yeah, it does. If not, it's like,
yeah. And did you watch the trailer for Aquaman before this?
no, because I don't watch trailers. So it came on. I literally
Yeah.
saw the beginning. Like, okay, put my head down, put my headphones on, and just done something else. But I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Me too. Well, I listened to bits of it and stuff like that, right? Because I can't. I don't have headphones, so I didn't block out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how excited I am for that, but I will watch it anyways.
Yeah.
We have to review it.
And I think this film will determine whether or not it will be in the new DCEU whatever.
I don't want to spoil, by the way, anything that happens in the trailers, but I'm just going to say something that happens in the mid-90s to Aquaman seems to happen here. It seems to be where the storyline might be going. And if they do that...
I think I know you're going. His arm, right?
No.
Oh.
No, not that bit. Not that.
Is it the thing worse than his arm?
Yeah. The next level bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
They go in there.
I don't know. That's what it seemed like. Obviously Black Manta's in it. So yeah. I don't know. All I know is that you know what I'm talking about.
What I'm talking about. If they go in there, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, they'll have balls. But at that point, if they do that, I'll be like, they know that it's the end of their universe. They do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? Who's gonna complain about us offing some thing?
Shock value.
Yeah.
Don't spoil.
That's what I'm saying. That's what like something. I'm not gonna say what.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay, but that's coming out next month, I think.
Yep, 22nd of December. Well, that's a very...
Oh, that's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, that's a really...
And they're gonna do that storyline.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a really weird...
I don't know. By the way, saying in advance, I don't know if I believe they have the balls to pull off that story.
Yeah, no, how could you? Yeah, so...
No, I especially around Christmas as well. If it came out in 2 weeks, in like beginning of December, mid-December,
Yeah, you kind of get around it, but you know.
No, you get kids go to watch that film and go, oh no,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now was teased enough that anyone's listening, they'll be like, all right, what happened to Aquaman during this time period?
Yeah. Don't. Yeah.
Okay, so enough of that.
Yeah.
The Marvels. You're saying you recommend people to watch it?
Yeah, I recommend people to watch it. Yeah. It's a lot better than the first one.
Yeah, but I think that's because it had more moving parts.
Yeah.
And
it didn't have to clunkily retrofit her into a universe that already existed as well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And not to knock on the first one, it's just this had more fun vibe to it because there was silliness that helped the atmosphere.
Yeah. Yeah. They knew it. It felt like they knew what they were doing in this one.
Yeah. Even though I read that they did quite a bit of reshoots on this as well, but
I think that's be the thing with all movies going forward nowadays, especially like MCU sort of movies.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's do you think Secret Invasion has happened? Because I think I read somewhere this was meant to come out before Secret Invasion.
Oh. Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
But then because reshoots then pulled it back. Which I think if Secret Invasion were to happen after, they should have just stalled it.
Yeah.
And put Loki out first.
Because like the Secret Invasion thing kind of, to me, is thinking like, it could fit and it couldn't fit. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's one of those where it's stuff happened, but then you're like, also, it doesn't affect any of this.
Yeah.
Except that Fury never mentioned nothing about no Super Skrull and what happened to that Skrull leader that was, Ben Mendelsohn. But yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose it's not relevant. And considering how fast the pace of this movie was going, you didn't have time to tell anyone anything.
Yeah, no. Literally, no. Because it all happened in, I won't say an afternoon, but yeah,
No, yeah, but that's what it felt like, right? Yeah. It happened over a span of, like, hours.
Yeah.
No, literally. Like, a half, like you say, about half a day or whatever.
Yeah. because there's so much moving pieces and stuff. Like Secret Invasion happened over like a course of like a week or so, really, when you think about it. So
yeah. But yeah, like I say, it's fun. It had good action. It was well paced.
Yeah.
And it was absurd at the right points.
Yeah. It fit. Yeah, nothing felt out of place in the film, so that's a good detriment to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely see it if you can. So,
cool. All right. Yeah, that'll be us signing off for this episode of Trip Around the Multiverse.
Yes.
Who
have you been?
I'm the prince who sings, and it was also talks because bilingual.
Yeah, bilingual.
Do I, John?
And I have been the random blue cameo at the end of the movie that made Carl super happy, Carl Charles. And thank you once again for listening to our review on the Marvels. Have you seen it? And did you enjoy it? What was this your favorite, post-credit scene in the whole MCU like mine? And you can let us know by leaving a comment or leave us a message on Instagram and Twitter. And don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, to subscribe to our YouTube channel because it's fun and all that stuff. All our social media handles are in the description part. Don't forget to give us a 5-star review if you can. And until next time, guys, I'd like to thank you all for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.